you're about 2 hours into your quarantine with your toddlers, you've already read all these books, you've already done all of your puzzles, and you're thinking, what am I gonna do for the next 2 weeks? Hey friends, Nicole here, and I am so excited to share with you some of the things that we did with my toddler during our recent COVID quarantine. It's really hard to entertain kids and keep yourself interested and excited about life, especially when a quarantine can be 2 weeks or more long. So hopefully this video is full of things that you have not thought of yet that will be new and exciting for you and your toddlers. The first thing that you can do during a COVID quarantine, besides let your kids run around in circles endlessly burning off energy, is to have kind of a fun backwards day. So with my family, we decided to do food backwards. So we had pizza for breakfast and we had pancakes and eggs for dinner. Now it's not unheard of for us to have breakfast for dinner, but it's definitely unheard of for us to have pizza for breakfast. The cool thing about this activity is that they can help you make the food if that's something that you are okay with. My toddler was helping me with the toppings and getting everything ready. My 1-year-old was eating everything, but that's fine. That kept him occupied. Just something a little bit fun, different, and I feel like the older your toddler is, the more exciting or crazy this is gonna be for them to be like, oh my goodness, we're having pizza for breakfast. The second thing that was really fun that we did is we made up a scavenger hunt. Now this actually kind of covered 2 different activities because we first of all made up the list of all the things that we were gonna find on our scavenger hunt. So my toddler gave me some ideas of things he wanted to find, a bee, and I added things that I knew would be around our yard, like a rock, like a worm, things like that. We drew pictures because my toddler can't read yet, but you could definitely just write out words if your little one can read. But we made the list of all the things, so that was one activity, and then we actually went outside together and we started looking for all the things on our list. This was really cool because one, it got us outside, which is always a good thing. Fresh air is a beautiful thing. It also gave us something to do outside. I know I love to take my kids out and just play on the playground. They like that on our swing set, but I get bored sometimes just standing around watching them play. This was something that we could walk around, we could look for things, and it kept my brain a little more interested and excited, so I wasn't tempted just to be standing around on my phone while my kids played outside. If you're finding these tips helpful and you've never heard of some of these ideas, please go ahead and hit that like button. It definitely helps YouTube know that this is a great video and we should show it to more people. The third activity that we did together that was really fun, but you have to be a little bit brave to do, is we made cookies. So we made chocolate chip cookies. I would highly not recommend eating any of our chocolate chip cookies if you don't like germs, because there was definitely lots of finger licking and touching of all the things during this activity, and it definitely made a giant mess. So make sure that you have your vacuum close by. This handheld vacuum is seriously the bomb because you can pick up all the spilled sugar that my son dumped all over the place with just a little handheld attachment. It's amazing. It's in the description if you're interested. The fourth thing that we did together as a family was, instead of just plain old hide and go seek, which is something that we do a lot, we actually do hide the stuffed animals. So we have bunnies and bears that we like to hide. The cool thing about this is that the objects are a little bit smaller than us as people, so there's more hiding spots. We can get a little more creative, but we choose things that are pretty big. As you can see, these stuffed animals are pretty good size because he is only 2 and it's really hard to find really small things. We've definitely played this game with his small little animal puzzle pieces, but you have to be a lot more obvious with your hiding spots because the objects are so small. We play hide the bunnies, hide the bears, and he hides them and then we find them. Mostly he tells us where they are and then we can hide them on him, and this is just a fun variation of hide and go seek. The fifth adventure that we went on during our COVID quarantine was actually visiting a construction site. So if you live anywhere where a new subdivision is going in, or maybe there is someone building a house nearby and you can actually walk by their construction site, it's pretty darn cool for a toddler. So my son loved to walk there, and when they're working during the day, obviously we have to stay back, but he could see them digging and moving the dirt around, and he just thought that was amazing. And after hours, we are actually able to get a little bit closer. We talked to our neighbors and they were fine with us looking at the equipment a little bit closer up, and so we actually got to stand on some of the big tracks and see the equipment up close, how big it actually is, and this provides lots and lots of entertainment. In fact, I think we're gonna have to put a limit on how many times we can go to the construction site because this is definitely an all-time favorite activity. And a bonus if we get to walk there or ride our bike there, because then we all get a little bit of activity in for the day, we get lots of fresh air, and it's just really fun. So those are my 5 tips for quarantine. I hope that you found them super helpful. If you are into helpful things, I want you to check out this video up here about why I don't actually think you need a diaper bag anymore. I know, it's gonna sound crazy, but you're gonna see in this video exactly why it's true.